in this world because you've already shown yourself that you have that courage. So in the next 20, 30, 40, 60, 100 years, every time you hit that wall, every time somebody says you can't do that, I want you to remember tonight, and I want you to say, wait a minute. I've got the courage to say I'm not going to give up. I'm going to go ahead. You've already done that. For that I thank you, and I congratulate you, ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2003. Tonight we're going to start our program with an inspiration from one of our most inspiring teachers, Gail Schulhorn. Gail?
Good evening and welcome. To the class of 2002 and to their families, I want to say congratulations. This is your night. This is your moment. This is your high school graduation. And you should be proud. It's a wonderful night to celebrate your accomplishments. But it is more than just a milestone to mark your school achievements. It's a time to reflect on what you have been, where you have gone, and look forward to your new challenges. It's a time to treasure the things you gained while you were in school, the friendships that you made, the growth of relationships with parents, friends, and teachers, the information and knowledge that you take with you now, and the understanding of how you fit into the scheme of the planet. But more importantly, it's a time to treasure what you have learned about yourself. It's finding out what kind of person you really are and how you are going to use your strengths to reach your next set of goals. Getting your driver's license was the first important rite of passage into adulthood. But tonight is one to cherish because it's a rite of passage that takes you into the next level of your lives. There are some who would say that you are now ready to go into the real world. But to say that you are just now joining the real world is to ignore your entire life and your accomplishments to date. During your high school years, yours is a group that did more than just go to classes, complete assignments, and pass tests. You were also working full-time. You were starting or raising families. You were volunteering, tutoring, taking care of siblings or other family members. You were cooking your own meals. You were doing your own shopping. You were maybe even living on your own. And I congratulate you in spite of all those things that you still completed your classwork. As a group, you have planned, forgotten, lost, found, rushed ahead, done it first, done it over, finished just in time, laughed, cried, been angry, sad, stubborn. You have been forgiven and you have given second chances. You have given thanks, you've been resourceful. You've been thoughtful, kind, impulsive, upset, quiet, talkative, funny, hopeful, worried, inventive, awkward, tolerant, impatient, defensive, slow, aggressive, and sensitive. Your group embodies the spirit of the real world. And it's a world that post-September 11th is very different for all of us. This ending of high school is your beginning for the rest of your life. And the rest of your life will take you down a path of learning forever. Graduating from high school doesn't mean you stop your education. Your diploma now gives you the key to continue on your path of learning. Don't let this be your last school experience. Take time to reflect on these last few years of high school, but also take time to see what lies ahead. Do not let this be your last class. Do something different. Learn about something new. Tonight we all salute you for a job well done that has brought you to this moment, and we all wish you success and happiness and health. Remember how far you have come and embrace the life before you. Set new goals for tomorrow and continue to grow and learn. Now that you've done this, graduated from high school, there are many more projects that you can start. Test yourself, challenge yourself, see what else you can do. because we'll all be watching. Congratulations.
Thank you, Gail, that was wonderful. Our first guest speaker tonight is someone who is special to me. We haven't seen each other in many, many years, and I need to share a story with you to sort of give you a feeling of who he is, and I think all of the graduates tonight can relate maybe just a little bit to the story. It was 22 some years ago, and it was my first year teaching. And I came to Project More, and the night before my first class, I stayed up all night preparing a lesson plan. And I had little folders with lots of sheets in it for every student with their name on it. And it was going to be the greatest lesson plan in the world. And I walked into the classroom and I handed them out and I started to talk. And some of the students weren't paying a lot of attention and they were sort of questioning these folders. And one of the students sort of tossed it up into the air, and then all of the students tossed the folders up into the air. And there was paper just sort of snowing down on me as I sat there and wondered, what am I going to do for a job tomorrow? This was pretty much it for me. It was over. And I was sitting there and I was thinking, wow, that was a short career. And actually feeling okay about it, I had given up it by that point. And Eddie, as I knew him back then, was sort of looking at me and he said, I've got an idea. And he proceeded to get in front of the class and say, guys, let's try this. And it turned out it was a great idea. I'm sure you don't even remember it, and I'll tell you what the idea was later. But it turned out to be a great idea. And the whole class got into it. I was just sort of sitting back wondering what's going on here. All of the students paid attention to Eddie. They focused on what they were doing. They were very serious. And at the end of class, Eddie and he had two friends who were both in the class, Keith and Dana, and they came up to me and they sort of saw that I wasn't feeling very well. And they said, hey, get over it, man. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Next class will be great. And I didn't know what to do. And at that time, Dana said, listen, I got an idea for next class. And I just said, okay. And for 9 weeks, the students taught the class. And I sat there and watched and learned. And almost everything they did in that class, I repeated many different times with many different classes. So it was a wonderful experience. I want to thank you for it. It sort of helped make me who I am, which I think is good. And I really appreciate the gentleness that you had and the fact that you saved me that day. Ed graduated a number of years ago, over 20 years ago. He is a world-class volleyball player. He is also a national referee for volleyball, and I think he's leaving soon to go referee the National Volleyball Tournament. He also owns his own landscaping business. He's a very neat guy, and I want to welcome Ed Vasquez. Ed.
Hi everybody, my name's Edward Vasquez. I like to be called Eddie because it's nice and beautiful. And I had forgotten that story, Bob. I didn't realize that I was involved in my own education. That's part of what going to Project More was about. And I have those papers right here. I gave up my landscape business, but I still work landscape because I like it. It makes me some money. It's something that was an alternative to going to college because I tried college and I didn't like college as much as I liked Project More. Like I said, I still work landscape. Nights and weekends I transform into a volleyball referee. I've now taken up soccer as well. Now I'm not quite a world-class player, but thank you nonetheless. Okay, I am a national referee now, and that was a lot of hard work. It was a lot of hard work to become a national referee. Now, it wasn't college, but it was a passion for me. And that's what made it easy. because it was something I loved. It was something I enjoyed. It was something that touched other people's lives to be involved in. And it was something that I could actually read the books, I could take the test, and I could like it because it was my passion. Which my suggestion, the last thing I wrote was, try to find our passions. Involve them in our work if we can. If we can't, involve them in our play, involve them in our nights and weekends. Involve them in touching other people's lives with them. I certainly went through some tough times in school. I think I would have finished school, if I hadn't come to Project More, but it definitely helped to come here. And I had forgotten the part about the human relations. That was number one, was trying to get along with people. I don't think I was very good at that when I first came. And I know that today it's still a big challenge for me. What I want when somebody encounters me now is for them to have a good experience, having seen me and spoken to me, and maybe played a game together, or them played a game that I officiated, or them been to a lecture that I've given on officiating. Because I get to teach little kids now, and I get to teach adults how to referee, and that's exciting. I get to touch people's lives that way. So there's many ways to do it. I know not all of us are going to be doctors and lawyers and teachers or something like that. Not all of us are going to leave here and go get our job just like that. Some of us are going to have some troubles. And one of the things that I was going to talk about tonight was those troubles, those obstacles, those things that get in the way are some of the things that make us stronger and smarter when we confront them. It's our weaknesses that are going to become our strengths and our assets when we overcome them. If we have handicaps, if we're short, I'm a short volleyball player. You know, I had to try to jump, I had to try to be good at the other things. Because I can't be tall. I've got to do some of the other things. And there's a lot of alternatives. Alternatives was one of the keys when I wrote my lesson plan. And that's what we've done here, by going to school here, is we've sought alternatives. We've sought different ways to go about achieving a goal. Yeah, there's going to be those times like Bob mentioned. You can't do that. Well, maybe we can't do some things. But maybe there are other things we can do. Maybe there are ways that those things can be done. There are alternatives. I thought I knew all the answers when I taught Bob's class course. Little did I know that 20 years later, I realized that the answers are looking for me if I'm open to it. If we're open to what's out there, to what's in here. And I'm glad I was reminded that the teachers use their hearts. They use their souls. They use their life experience to help get that across to us as students. That we might become better people. And I'm going to talk to one of these, or all of them, about what it takes to be a better person, because I'm still learning too. I graduated Project More in 1980. I got my diploma. I wore a purple cap. I had my hair down past my shoulders, and I was a rebel, boy. I was a rebel. Bob said when he saw my graduation picture that I had my shirt and shoes on, which was a big difference than my everyday life at school. Yeah, I certainly was a rebel. I've learned to conform, though. And I wasn't going to bring up the fact about being a national volleyball referee, but it helped me to conform in my rebel ways, in finding my passions, pursuing them, achieving them, having a group of people from throughout the nation see me and say, yeah, you can hang with us. You can referee with us. You can go to that national championship with us. You've proven that you've done the work. You've taken the test. You've straightened your arms out, even though you want them to be crooked sometimes. You've been that rebel, but you've conformed enough that we're going to give you that badge. Like you have conformed enough, done enough to get your diploma, like I got mine. So, I like to throw the paper up in the air. Although I did cover some of the ideas that I had written down.
No.
my main message was going to be to pursue the things that we love. And, even though I forgot the lesson, and to try to get along with people. Which is something that I don't think I wanted to do as a youngster. I wanted to tell people, hey, screw you, I want to do it my way. Well, I didn't have any friends. Somebody once told me, Ed, you know you contradict people? I said, no, I don't. What gives you that idea? So that's what brought me here today, to be a different person, because that friend helped me to see something that I didn't see. And it's going to be more experiences where I'm going to have times where I need to ask for help. Hey, how do I do this? Hey, teacher, how do I do this? Okay, because I found out that not knowing all the answers is a good thing, because now I'm compelled to find them. Where are they? They're trying to find you, and I'm open to them. Let's open up to them. Let's have it. Any questions? Oh, I asked a young woman just last week, I said, what do you think I should say at this graduation speech? She was 19 years old, just graduated herself last year. She says, well, tell them not to do drugs and don't get married. I said, some of them are going to do those things. Some of them are going to do that. So, that being the choices, know that there are alternatives. And if those things cause us problems, that there's help. There's things to do that are different. There's ways to get through the troubles. There's ways to get through school. Looking at you people here, I can see, I'm glad there was an alternative for you. I'm glad there was an alternative for me. Because it wasn't always easy, but it made me a better person to know that I could get along with Bob somehow. I don't think I was the one that threw the papers up in the air. The story's kind of changed a little bit. But it's a good one, and I like it. I'm glad you shared it with me. I think that's enough. Good luck to you. Congratulations. I'm glad to see all the parents here. It's very inspiring. I'm honored. Thanks, Lee, for having me. Okay? Thanks.
It's true, I do. Weren't the one that threw the papers in here. That's true. Until after everybody else did. Okay, our next guest speaker is the Executive Director for Accountability and Research in TUSD, Tucson Unified School District. That's a pretty big title. He's got a PhD. He's an extraordinarily bright man. And I've known him for a few years now. And the one thing I know is that when this next speaker, if he were in high school today, he would be in an alternative school. I'm absolutely convinced of that. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. David Krieger.
Thank you, Bob. When I went to school back in the old days, the 1950s and 60s, there were no alternative schools. So, yeah, it's kind of rough to believe, isn't it? I was an alternative person in a non-alternative school, and it was an interesting way to be. When I graduated from high school, it was not suggested that I go on to college. When I returned to my 15th year high school reunion, everyone thought I had been in prison. Literally. They had little memories there from when you were in high school. What they had for me was a newspaper article about this rumble I had been actively involved in. I was a gangbanger. They referred to me as in a gang in high school. I matriculated to alcohol and drugs. Became a rather serious alcohol and drug user. But throughout all this time, through all the period that I was doing this, I continued going to school. Because learning was the only thing that I could hold on to that was mine. I mean, I lost everything several times, all my possessions, everything I had. But they couldn't take the learning away from me. And so my self-esteem was tied up in my going to school. And so when I went to that 15th year reunion, I said, no, I have my doctorate from the University of Wisconsin in psychophysiology. No one would believe me, literally no one would believe me. I was the only one there with a doctorate in my graduate class. I had hit the wall several times, and I hit the bottom several times as well. They say you don't have to ride the dump truck all the way to the dump, but I made it to the gates, I think. And I had to learn that life isn't fair, life isn't unfair, life is just life going on out there. You know, and I do my bit, and it's what I do between getting born and getting dead. And I do the best job I can. And there's some tools I can use, and I think Ed and Bob referred to them. Relationships, honesty, truth. Those types of things that, for a while there, I lost them. You know, and I lost just about everything, including my life, several times. But I hung in, and that's the thing, you can do it. You can do it if you want to, and if you value the education. So here I am. I'm still I'm successful, I guess, by definition. Although I'm very uncomfortable with my back to teachers because I'm responsible for all the tests, and I'm uncomfortable with my face to students because I'm responsible for the Ames and the Stanford Darn and really the most hated man in TUSD, but I'm still a success. So there are things we have to face. I mean, I can guarantee you that life is not going to be all sunshine and light. There's going to be some hard times. There is in everyone's life. But you get through it, and every day is a new day. And they can't take the learning away from you. They can take everything else away from you. I lost a marriage, I lost all my possessions, I lost everything, but they couldn't take the learning away from me. You know, they couldn't take what I knew, and they couldn't take who I was away from me. So, I just want to say through all this, I had one thing I learned, one valuable nugget that you can take with you. There's always going to be a takeaway, something you can leave with that you can use the rest of your life that's going to help you get through when times get rough, and they will get rough. And this is it. This is what I've learned. Always put your socks on before your shoes. Okay? Can you remember that? Always put your, and if you do that, you started off a successful day. So, congratulations to all of those of you who are graduating. I know it's a great time, and you're going to go on to great things. And, felicidades en su graduación, for those of you who fueron el idioma. And thanks.
Thank you, David. You're not the most hated man in TUSD, David. You have to remember, no, we have a legal department. So, next we're going to have some student speakers, and our first student speaker is our salutatorian, and she is Nicole Amy. Nicole?
Okay, I'm really nervous. Okay, welcome to our graduation. High school is a vital part in everyone's life, but everyone has to leave sometime, and leaving isn't always easy. When I started high school, I hated it, and I avoided going every chance that I could. And then I heard about Project More, so I decided to enroll. This was one of the best decisions I have ever made. So I started coming, and something really strange happened. I actually enjoyed coming to school. This place soon became like a second home. We are one big family here. I can honestly say that I have developed a unique, special friendship with every one of my teachers, and I want to thank all of them for supporting me, pushing me to do my best, and acknowledging my achievements. I don't think I could have done it without them. The next two people I would like to thank, I know I couldn't have done it without, and these are my parents. I want to thank both of you for being there for me every step away, if I ever felt discouraged, you were there to comfort me. If I ever needed to talk, you listened and gave advice. Your kindness, wisdom, and love have given me the strength to succeed. I want nothing more than to make you proud, and I know I have. So thank you to the most wonderful parents anyone could ever have. And last but not least, I would like to say congratulations to the graduating class of 2002. We have all made it. Today is the first day of the rest of our lives. I wish everyone the best, and I hope all of your dreams soon become reality. And like I always say, you only live once, so live every day to the fullest. I would like to leave you tonight with a quote to remember me by. A noble spirit embiggens even the smallest man. Jebediah Springfield. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole, that was great. Our next student speaker is Melina Kelly. Melina is also our valedictorian.
I came to Project More 3 years ago in August of 1999. At first, I was very disoriented because school was so different, and the staff was so friendly. The teachers were very helpful and related to me on a personal basis. All the teachers and staff and treat students as young adults. I especially like to thank Edie, Joe, Marlis, Gail, Lee, and our principal, Bob McKay, for the support and understanding throughout the years. I also wish to thank my mother and family who have encouraged me to stay in school and accomplish the goals I've set for myself, which was to obtain my high school diploma and go on to college. The main struggle I have overcome has been working and coming to school at the same time. My schedule has been very hectic, but I've tried not to let it get me down, and I always look ahead. In August of this year, I plan to study social and behavioral sciences at community college, and eventually transfer to a 4-year college for a advanced degree. I wish to study social behavioral science because I want to be a social worker in order to help those who are less fortunate than we are. I'm happy and grateful that I have my diploma and I can get on with my life. Thank you once again. Congratulations to all of you guys. Congratulations.
Thank you, Melina. Our next student speaker is Candace Scott.
I'm a little nervous. I'd first like to start off by saying I can't tell you how much it means to me to be standing up in front of you guys today. This took me several years to accomplish. I couldn't have done it without all the help and support of my family and my friends, and especially my teachers. Yes, I see you. But I finally made it. It took me 5 years, but I did it. I would first like to say thanks to my family for their love and support. Mom and Dad, without you, I would have never had the courage to come this far. I'd also like to say a special thanks to my best friend Cassie. Without her, I wouldn't have had the courage and strength to come the distance that I have. I would especially like to thank my teachers at Project More: Marlis, Gail, Lee, Kate, Edie, and Martha, which is no longer here. And of course, I can't forget the rest of the staff at Project More. All of you have given me the confidence to succeed. Thank you all for your encouragement. Now that I have accomplished the first of my goals, it's on to the next step. Thank you.
Thank you, Candace. Our next student speaker is Delilah Rios.
First of all, I want to thank my parents and all my teachers for all of their support, all of my advisors, my family, my friends. We did it, you guys. Next, I'd like to read the poem that my mom gave to me. Now I sit me down in school, where praying is against the rule, for the great nation under God finds mention of him very odd.
It's scripture now the class recites, it violates the Bill of Rights. And anytime my head I bow, it becomes a federal matter now. Our hair can be purple or orange or green. That's no offense, it's the freedom scene. The law is specific, the law is precise. Prayer spoken aloud is a serious vice. For praying in a public hall might offend someone with no faith at all. In silence we must meditate, God's name is prohibited by the state. We're allowed to cuss and dress like freaks and pierce our noses, tongues, and cheeks. They've outlawed guns, but first the Bible. To quote the good book makes me liable. We can elect a pageant senior queen and the unwed daddy our senior king. It's inappropriate to teach right from wrong. We are taught that judgments do not belong. We can get our condoms and birth control, study witchcraft, vampires, and totem poles. But the 10 Commandments are not allowed. No word of God must reach this crowd. It's scary here, I must confess. When chaos resigns, the school's a mess. So Lord, the silent plea I make, should I be shot? Please my soul be taken. Thank you.
Thank you, Benata. Our next student speaker is Victoria Yaza. Victoria?
Good evening, faculty, family, friends, and fellow graduates. Tonight we're out here to celebrate a very important part of our night of sorry about Tonight we are all here to celebrate a very important night of our lives, the graduating class of 2002. My name is Victoria Louise Yazzie, a graduate from Southwest Alternative High School. 5 years ago, I started my high school career at Tucson High. Towards the end of my junior year, I was forced to leave and enroll at Southwest High School. At the beginning, I was angry and discouraged by the way I was treated by some of the Tucson High faculty. And I refused to cooperate with the Southwest High teachers. As time went on, I realized that my time and teachers' time was both valuable, so I decided to concentrate on reaching my goal, graduating from high school. My experience at South will always be remembered as a place where I always felt welcome, a place where I never was treated differently, a place where I can speak my mind and be heard without being punished, a place where there is lots of fun and laughter between students and staff. To Pete, Yvonne, Catchy, and Michael Ann, thank you for your patience, your time, your encouragement through this journey. Through all of your efforts, I am strong and independent, and will continue to further my education. To my mom, Carmen Matos Nunez, I thank you for pushing me to do and be the best victorious I can be. For that, I love and respect you always. As many of us know, the road to success isn't easy for everyone. Some of us have roads with small speed bumps, while others have huge potholes. But as you look around at your fellow graduates, turn and congratulate one another for the tremendous determination and self-discipline they displayed while sitting here tonight as they earned and will receive their high school diploma. Thank you. Congratulations, class of 2002.
Thank you, Victoria. I appreciate that you hung in there and didn't give up on that. That was a great speech. Our next student speaker is Bernice Godoy.
I'd like to give thanks to all who supported me through this and encouraged me to keep on going. I'd like to thank my parents and family and God and teachers who gave me this and encouraged me the most. And I'd like to congratulate all of you after 2002. Thank you.
Thank you, Bernice. Our next student speaker is Andres Aldecoa.
How's everybody doing? My name is Andres Aldecoa. Just want to let you guys know how it was throughout my 4 years. I remember as if it were yesterday, trying to avoid the upperclassmen from Freshman Friday, because on Freshman Friday you catch a beat down. You know what I'm saying? So, I just want to come up here and thank all of my family, my tito, tita, and tita, my grandparents, my Aunt Yoli, my mom, my stepdad, my father, rest in peace. This school, Project More, even if you guys aren't students, you should come by because it's like peace and happiness, I swear. The teachers here, all these people back here, they're the they're perfect. It doesn't get any better. They're just so understanding about what you need and what you actually like to learn about. And when I first came here, it was a beautiful thing. I loved all the teachers that I took their classes with. All the people were just so supportive. My family was supportive. It was beautiful. Bless you. But all in all, class of 2002, we did it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you.
Thank you, Andres. Okay, next up we have several scholarships and awards that we're going to give out, and I'm going to ask the Project More counselor, Lee Berkey, if she could come forward and help me with that.
Good evening. Congratulations, everybody. Our first scholarship is a special recognition scholarship to a young woman who has come very far and who doesn't have much further to go before she gives birth to her child. She's going to be given a one-semester scholarship to Pima Community College, Candy Scott. We have two one-semester scholarships to Pima Community College West Campus. The first one goes to the second West Campus scholarship goes to Delilah Rios. The next scholarship is the Chancellor's Recognition Scholarship, and it goes to a very talented young artist we have here today, Heather Falk.
scholarships are honor scholarships to Pima Community College. They're for 2 years. They go to our salutatorian, Nicole Amy. And our final scholarship to our valedictorian, Melina Kelly. Okay.
Okay, we've come to that special part of the night where we actually award the diplomas. We do things just a little bit differently here. The staff is involved in providing both the diploma, which we'll do over here, and then as the student crosses the stage, they'll get a rose over here. And as they get over here, after they get their rose and they've got their diploma, we have a photographer who's going to take their picture. And that picture will be available to the family and to the students. So what we ask you to do is you can take pictures all the way across, excuse me, but when we get over here, if you could let the photographer take his picture first, that would work the best. Okay? Okay. Tonight, our first graduate comes from Artworks Academy. She's actually the second graduate ever from Artworks Academy. And Jane Myers and Geoff DeMarc will be presenting the diploma and the rose. And her name is Heather Foch. Our second graduate tonight is from Southwest Alternative High School. Presenting the diploma will be Pete Guerrero, and the rose, Kara Locklear. And this is Chris Lacqui. Also from Southwest Alternative High School, Victoria Yazzie. Our last graduate from Southwest Alternative High School is Erica Romero. Our next graduates come from Nosotros. Presenting the diploma will be Frank Romero, and the rose, Darcy Bachman Liarcos. Our first graduate from Nosotros is Patricia Garcia. Our next graduate from Nosotros is Cecilia Gomez. And our final graduate this evening from the Nosotros is Bernice Godoy. Our next graduates are from Oasis Academy. Presenting the diploma will be myself, Robert McKay, and the rose will be given by Mr. Bennett. Our first Oasis Academy diploma goes to Adriana Lopez. Our next Oasis Academy diploma goes to Arturo Miranda. Also from Oasis Academy is George Lopez.
Smile.
Our next graduate comes from the Tucson Youth Development, and I will be giving the diploma, and Terry Dunford will be giving the rose. Our Tucson Youth Development diploma goes to Sonia Rivera. Our next graduate is a graduate of Oasis Academy. I'll be giving the diploma, Terry will be giving the rose. And this young man is actually getting an opportunity to graduate for the second time. He was to graduate at the mid-year ceremony in December, but due to a mistake, his name wasn't called. And so it is with great honor that we have an opportunity to again honor him, Mr. Robert Barnett. Robert. The rest of the graduates are from Project Moore High School. Our first graduate will have Sally Douglas presenting the diploma and Mike Wynn presenting the rose. Andres Aldecoa. Our next graduate will have Sally Douglas presenting the diploma and Abdul Arzani presenting the rose. Delia Rios. next graduate will have Marlis Duchesne presenting the diploma and Kate Gallion presenting the rose. Candace Scott.
All right, little girl.
Our next graduate will have Gail Shellhorn presenting the diploma and Irma Chavez presenting the rose. And it is Vanessa Villaseñor. Our next graduate will also have Gail Shellhorn presenting the diploma and Irma Chavez presenting the rose. It's Jasmine Villaseñor. Our next graduate, who is our salutatorian, will have Kate Gallion presenting the diploma and Susan Chocolate presenting the rose. It is Nicole Amy. Our final graduate tonight, our valedictorian, will have Edie Lenatus presenting the diploma and Joe Dombrowski presenting the rose. Melina Kelly. Let's hear it one time for all of the graduates. Our last piece of business is sort of official. We're going to officially confer the title of high school graduate on the students. And after that, we're going to ask, we're going to do a recessional, and the graduates are going to file out. We're going to ask everybody if you could sort of just stay seated for a minute as they file out. And the teachers would like to have an opportunity to also file out then and be able to say goodbye to the students. Because you guys are going to have them the rest of your lives, but we're going to miss them real bad, and we want to take some time tonight to spend it. So if you could do that for us, we'd really appreciate it. Okay, can I have all the graduates please stand? These young people have met all the requirements of Tucson Unified School District and the state of Arizona And with the power vested in me as they move their tassel from right to left, they will then be graduates. We'll see you out there. There's cake, punch, stuff out there for all of us, so after we all get out, we'll wander down to the student lounge and we'll all have something to eat.